Welcome to your Get That Nugget for GCSE Maths. Today we will be concentrating on giving you a framework to answer grade 4 prime factor decomposition questions. Please note this session is to complement your lessons with your teachers. It is not to replace them in any way. So let's have a little look what we mean by a prime factor decomposition. Now, every number can be made up as a product of a number or a set of primes. So we'll start to look into that in a second, but what we're going to do first of all is we can't really do these questions unless we're confident with our prime numbers. So I've said here we're going to list all of the prime numbers up to 30. That should do most questions. There might be an exception where there could be prime numbers involved that are greater than 30, but this will give us a good start in terms of trying to work out the process of prime factor decomposition. So prime numbers, they're numbers that are effectively not in any other times tables other than themselves and 1. So the only way you can make the number by multiplying two numbers is 1 in itself. So the first prime number is 2. We can only make that with 1 times 2. Then we have 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, and then last but not least, 29. So they are our key prime numbers that are going to help us. Those first sort of set of up to about 30 will help us with most prime factor decomposition questions. So it's important to know those. And what we'll do is we'll use those to help us with a set of questions, a set of examples. So let's have a little look at our first question. So it'll be a nice simple one to start with of write 40 as a product of primes. So product means multiply and primes means the prime numbers. So how we would start this question, I'm going to keep the prime numbers up here for the first couple. So it's going to help us. I've got the number 40. And then what we're going to do is what we call a prime factor tree. So by a tree, look at the branches and think about the factors, the numbers that multiply to give me 40. We can try any combination. So here I'm going to choose 10 times 4. Okay, 10 and 4. How do I make 10 when I multiply two numbers? Well, I multiply 2 and 5. And what you notice is 2 and 5 are on my list of primes, because if I try to do another branch, well, the only way to make 2 would be 1 times 2, which isn't helpful. And then the way to make 5 would be 1 times 5. So I'm giving myself extra branches and not actually getting anywhere. So what we do when we hit one of these prime numbers is we stop and we circle those numbers because we're indicating we can't go any further. And then how do I make 4? What numbers multiply to give me 4? Well, that would be 2 times 2. And again, we know they're on our prime list. So now I need to write it as a product of primes, and product means that I multiply. So all I need to do is write out those prime numbers with multiplication next to them. Now, the other way, you may also see it as index form or indices, because I've got 2, 2, and 2, which I can write as 2 cubed times 5. So both of those forms are acceptable, and that is how we'd answer that question. We have expressed 40 as a product of prime numbers. So we only got prime numbers here. What about the next one? Well, what we might have to do is a slightly larger number. So again, the principles are exactly the same. We're just probably going to have a few more branches potentially. So how do I make 240? Well, it ends in 0. So I'm going to go with 10 and 24. And it doesn't matter how you start it, you will always end up with the same set of prime numbers. 10 and 24, well, I know I can make these using additional other numbers, so other factors. So I can continue that. And look what I get when I do 10. Well, I know 2 times 5 is 10. And we can see clearly that 2 and 5 are on my list of primes. So we circle those. How am I going to make 24? Well, I'm going to go with 2 and 12. I could have done 6 and 4 or 8 and 3. Still get the same way. Again, we know that 2 is one of my prime numbers. So I can put a circle around that. How do we make 12? Well, that's going to be 4 and 3. Circle my 3 as it's a prime. And then how do we make 4? Well, that's going to be 2 times 2. So what I need to do is write my circled primes as products. So I've got 2 cubed multiplied by 3 and then multiplied by 5. You see, when we tend to write them as products, we tend to do it in order, ascending order. So we go from the smallest prime up to the largest. It's just a notation way, which there's not a set way to do it. It's just we normally write it as the smallest to largest. But if I'd have written 5 times 3 times 2 cubed, that's absolutely fine as well. We still end up with the same answer. Okay, so that's products of primes for those two. There are some slight variations in the question that can stump people sometimes. So this question is telling us to use the fact that 12 I can make by doing 2 squared times 3. So write each of the following as a product of primes using this bit of knowledge. Okay, so the first one we've been given is 36. Well, I know how to make 12. Well, what do I multiply 12 by to get 36? Well, to get 36, I would do 12 times 3. That's how I would get from 12 to 36. And I know from my previous examples that we've done that 3 is actually a prime number. So the only extra thing that I need to multiply 12 by to get 36 is 3. So actually, as a product of primes, it would be 2 squared times 3 would be 12, but I know I need another 3. So all I need to do is pop a 2 on there to indicate that I've got 2 3s. If we look at our example for 48, well, I know how I make 12. I know that 12 times 4 in this instance would give me 48. So I already know 12, and to get 48, I multiply it by 4. Now, what we know about 4 is that it isn't a prime number. So how do I make 4? Well, that would be 2 times 2. So using this fact, I know the only additional thing I need to multiply it by are these extra 2 2's. So I can rewrite it as 2 to the power of, well, it was 2 to the power of 2. We've got an additional 2 2's, lots of 2's there. So it's going to be 2 to the power of 4, and we've still got the 3. So I'm using this knowledge already just to save me having to write out the entire factor tree. Again, I could have done the factor tree, but I'm going to use the knowledge I've got in the question. Likewise, I'm looking at 120 for part C. Well, I know I've already got 12, so what do I multiply 12 by to get 120? Well, that's just 12 times 10. And I know that 10 isn't a prime number because I can make it by multiplying 2 times 5. But I do know that 2 and 5 are primes. So all I need to pop on the end of my products for 12 is an additional 2 and an additional 5. So I'm no longer going to have 2 2's, we're going to have 3. So it's going to be 2 cubed. We're still going to multiply by 3, and then we've got our additional 5. So if you see a question like this, it shouldn't throw you. What they've done is almost started the prime factor tree, so we're just going to use that bit of knowledge first. So that's how we would answer questions similar to that style. And we'll look at one more. And again, it's the way the question's sort of worded or phrased that I want to make sure we're happy with. So slightly bigger number, we're going to go with 2,400, and we want to write it as a product of primes in index form. Well, index form isn't anything different from what we've already done. Index just means indices. So we want to have the powers, the little numbers in the top corner. We don't want to write it out as 2 times 2 times 2. We're going to write it out as 2 cubed. So let's start this one, 2,400. Looks a bit daunting to start with, but I can see I've got 2 zeros. So I know that's going to be 100 multiplied by 24. How do I make 100? Well, I'm going to go with 10 times 10. I know that 10 isn't a prime, so I'm going to do 2 times 5, but I know that these two are. Again, I've got to finish this 10 as well. So that's going to be 2 times 5. So I dealt with sort of this side of the tree. Now I'm going to go over here. If you ever find yourself running out of space, it's useful to put a prime number on this side because then it's got a little bit more space to go down to the right. So I know that 2 times 12 is 24. So I can circle that 2. It's a prime. How do I make 12? Well, again, I'm going to do 2 multiplied by 6. Again, that's a prime. How do I make 6? Well, that's 2 multiplied by 3, and we know they're both primes. So lots of numbers in this factor tree. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's. So I'm going to write 2 to the power of 5. I'm going to multiply it by, again, I like to keep the numbers in order. So we've got an additional 3 here, and then multiplied by 5 squared. So all I've done here for this question is it needs to be in index form. So what's important is rather than writing out 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, I'm going to write 2 with a power. Similarly, 5 with a power. And that's the only difference. If it specifies index form, it means it wants me to put the power next to the number. And that's pretty all the sorts of questions you're likely to get on prime factor decomposition. So what we'll do, using that knowledge, let's see if you can write the following as products of prime factors. So you've got 100, 360, and then 3,300.